it's like, yo, a lot of things happened I didn't like. But really, besides the fact that how she got treated by men her whole life, which killed her ultimately, is how everyone just didn't give. Everyone looked the other way. My point is everyone keeps looking the other way. Period. Everyone has all these morals and principles, but when it behooves them, they look the other way.
That was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring.
So, what is all this talk about Aaliyah and Beyoncé having a full-blown feud in the late 90s? Some people even claim that Beyoncé and her mother were jealous of Aaliyah. It is hard to think about Aaliyah without wondering what her life would have been like if it had not been cut so short, just as everything was beginning to fall into place for her. The question always remains, if she were still alive, would she have been the one dominating the industry? Now that old interviews of Aaliyah are going viral again, people are starting to notice something unusual. Looking back, it almost seems as though she was already exhausted by the industry politics and tensions surrounding all the drama involving Beyoncé. So, what is all this talk about Aaliyah and Beyoncé having a full-blown feud in the late 90s? Some people even claim that Beyoncé and her mother were jealous of Aaliyah. It is hard to think about Aaliyah without wondering what her life would have been like if it had not been cut so short, just as everything was beginning to fall into place for her. The question always remains, if she were still alive, would she have been the one dominating the industry? Now that old interviews of Aaliyah are going viral again, people are starting to notice something unusual. Looking back, it almost seems as though she was already exhausted by the industry politics and tensions surrounding all the drama involving Beyoncé.
I want my legacy to be, what I want people to say when I'm long gone. I want people to look at me as a full-on entertainer and a good person.
Now, we have heard time and time again that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were master manipulators of the media and leaders of some secret, cult-like circle in the industry. But can it really be called a conspiracy theory if multiple people are saying the same thing?
They tell me Beyonce's a witch and shit like that, that we should be scared. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's an Ifa. So when she wears her yellow, that's Oshun.
Oh.
Riches and beauty and love and all of that, which I can see why she's connected to Oshun, but yeah. So
that is why the rumors that Beyoncé and Jay-Z had Aaliyah removed have continued to grow stronger. Once you look at the history between them and all the comparisons, it starts to make sense to some people. Aaliyah came into the industry strong from the very beginning. She released 2 multi-platinum solo albums, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number and One in a Million, all before graduating from high school. Aaliyah was truly that girl. And yes, Destiny's Child went on to become one of the biggest girl groups of all time, with Beyoncé emerging as the breakout star. But many believe there might not have been a Destiny's Child without Aaliyah's influence. She was the first Black female teen artist to go platinum in the 1990s, and that gave record labels more confidence to sign Black teenage artists at the time.
Aaliyah, how you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you again.
You too. She's just looking fabulous. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci. Got a little Indian jewelry working.
Oh, that is hot.
Thank
All right.
you.
Now, you've been working it with these movies. Were you nervous?
Very nervous, but I'm real happy. It's something I've wanted for a long time, so to finally make that transition, it's great.
You're doing another movie this summer, right?
Hopefully things work out. Everything will be rolling.
That's great.
There was something about Aaliyah that truly made her shine as an all-around entertainer and creative force. She was fashionable, she could act, she could dance, and her sultry vocals were unique. Even to this day, she remains the blueprint for many rising female artists who aspire to be triple threats. When it came to her personality, Aaliyah did not have to do much to make people obsessed with her. including Jay-Z, and that was very well documented. In the early 2000s, while her popularity was still going strong, Aaliyah began transitioning into acting by starring in her first film, Romeo Must Die. By all measures, the movie was a commercial success, and it became a breakthrough moment for both Aaliyah and Jet Li. Around the same time the film was released, Aaliyah attended a party hosted by Jay-Z and appeared to be having the time of her life. In nearly every photo of Aaliyah, Jay-Z was not far behind. At the time, Jay-Z was riding high on the success of Big Pimpin', and while most people at the party arrived with a date, Jay-Z suspiciously came alone. According to the story, it was because he had his eyes set on Aaliyah and did not want to waste any time pursuing her. A source told the Daily Mail that he saw Jay-Z trying to get close to Aaliyah, though at first he did not think much of it because they could have simply been friends or working on music together. They were hugging, and their chemistry was noticeable. Still, he found it strange because Damon Dash was reportedly dating her at the time. Since Damon was Jay-Z's business partner, it would have been even more awkward for Jay-Z to openly pursue the woman Damon was seeing. But according to the story, that is exactly what Jay-Z did, with no apologies. Damon Dash also acknowledged that Jay-Z was obsessed with and in love with Aaliyah. As Damon put it, everybody was interested in Aaliyah. She might go to dinner with someone, but she was not easy to get close to in that way, and that made her even more desirable. When asked whether Jay-Z was bitter, Damon made it clear that he was. What Damon Dash did not expect was for Jay-Z to become so bitter about losing Aaliyah to him that it eventually became easy for Jay to cut ties with him. One thing people often say about Jay-Z is that he has been insecure about his looks and his place in the music industry. So, losing the woman everyone wanted was reportedly a blow to his ego, and those feelings allegedly spilled over into his relationship with Beyoncé. While Beyoncé and Jay-Z were dating, Beyoncé was reportedly very aware that she was not his first choice, and she began to resent Aaliyah. On top of that, Beyoncé was already trying to launch herself as a solo star, but everywhere she turned, it was Aaliyah, Aaliyah, Aaliyah. Allegedly, this was also deeply frustrating for Tina Knowles, who wanted more than anything for Beyoncé to become the biggest star. Some would argue that Beyoncé and Aaliyah were doing different things, but others believed Aaliyah was making it harder for Beyoncé to break through as a solo artist. Both were R&B singers with strong pop appeal. Both were known for choreography and performance. On top of that, both were being marketed as triple threats. So, when it came to deciding who was the better all-around performer, the industry seemed to act as though there was only room for one queen. Keep in mind, this was the early 2000s, and celebrity culture was especially toxic. Even other artists, like Ginuwine, once said that if Aaliyah were still alive, she and Beyoncé would be neck and neck. That alone shows there was already tension in the comparison. Several insiders have since claimed that Aaliyah knew about Beyoncé's feelings toward her and was confused by them because she had only ever shown Beyoncé kindness and grace. Moreover, Aaliyah reportedly did not like the fact that Beyoncé was dating someone like Jay-Z, who was very close to R. Kelly, a man who had done terrible things to her. Aaliyah allegedly felt that Beyoncé was a mean girl pretending to be nice. Then came the trip to the Bahamas. Aaliyah had arrived in Miami to shoot the music video for her single Rock the Boat, directed by Hype Williams. The team was prepared. The green screen was set, and everything was ready to begin filming. Then, all of a sudden, Hype wanted to abandon the Miami shoot and move everything to the Bahamas. Why? No one knows. Hype never gave a reason, and the people who may have known the truth died in the plane crash. What makes it even stranger is that Hype was not even the first choice to direct the video. Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson, reportedly did not want him anywhere near the shoot. Yet somehow, Hype still managed to secure the job by going through Aaliyah's mother, Diane.
Wondering if I had made a plan different, or if I had been there to the video shoot myself, if my sister had been there, if this person had been there or that person had been there, we could have helped to make a better decision on taking that airplane.
So whose idea was it for her to go down to the Caribbean to shoot this?
Hype Williams. Yeah, Hype was the director. Be very honest with you, I did not want to use Hype Williams, but there was a push from management, which is her mom, to do a video with Hype. I did not really want to work with Hype Williams. I regret that. If I could do it over again, I would not have worked with him. And I don't know where the video would have been shot. Would it have been still shot there or someplace else? But it's the first time I've ever said that. But that's what was in my heart when his name came up.
What also seemed suspicious was that Lenny Kravitz had offered to let Aaliyah use his plane after she said she was uncomfortable with the transportation that had been arranged. Instead, Hype Williams took the plane without any explanation. Another major red flag, according to these accounts, is that everyone who worked with Aaliyah knew she hated flying. Whenever she had to get on a plane, she was usually accompanied by either her brother or her mother. Yet, on that particular trip, it happened to be the only time that none of her family members were with her. Was that just a coincidence? And even if that were not enough, the video shoot was originally supposed to wrap on August 26th, but they finished a day early, and Aaliyah's team was packed and ready to leave that same day. The moment she saw the plane they had arranged for her, something reportedly did not feel right, and she initially refused to board. According to these claims, she was then given sleeping pills, which left her unconscious, and she was carried onto the plane. If that is true, it would mean she did not even know her final moments were approaching.
When she actually saw the plane, she, we had the Blackberries, and she said, "I don't like this plane." And I was like, "Well, don't get on it." And she was like, "Well, I got to because I got work to do." She got on the plane, and she always had a very serious fear of planes in general. Mm-hmm. So she had to overcome a fear to get on that plane on the way there. But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype had took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about that.